Hi everybody. Well, I'm hoping you'll get to see this girl so I can show you the size of her, because the video is part, I don't know what part, 6 or 7 in terms of carpet pythons that I've been doing and trying to keep up with. Actually, the days are not long enough at the moment. But basically, and Pussycat, yeah, Tessa's not so good around the fluffies yet. She'll get there. But how big will my carpet python get is the subject. And I guess the best way to explain that is, first of all, research. Find out what is the average, because they give you an average of what size your python will end up being. But also ask the breeder just how big mum and dad were, because there can be exceptions to the rule on terms of size of how big your baby's going to get. Now I'm going to put a side by side here for you to see Tessa when she first arrived to Tessa today, which is way different to when she arrived. And it was taken in, actually I will tell you, because I wrote the date down this time so that I would be able to let you know. But the first one was done in June 2017, which was pretty much when Tessa arrived, and she was probably about 9 months old at that particular stage. And the next little bit, and I'll put a transition into when I jump, it's only really a month difference. So it's the July 2017, and of course now we are at November 2018, and you will see a remarkable difference in the size of this girl just in that short amount of time. She is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I didn't see her parents, so I have no idea, but I do know that Bredlis can get quite a size on them. And in terms of over 10 feet, and not a big girth snake such as your coastal carpet pythons, but still a nice size. And you will see just how much bigger her girth is to the video that you will be seeing at the side of me. So I wanted to do a bit of a comparison for you, just to see just how much they can grow in such a short amount of time. Now the fact is, that isn't about overfeeding them. That is just their natural growth rate. But of course, if you overfeed them, then yes, you're going to end up with a very big snake. But you don't want to do that. It's not good for your snake at all. Now Tessa gets a fair amount of exercise, so she is also quite a heavy girl because she's got good muscles. As you can see, she goes straight up there, and she's pretty good at doing that. So it all depends on size of the parents and what species of actual carpet python that you get. So Tessa is just an example, and I mean, she's wrapped around my arms with her tail and a fair bit of her, and that is, you know, how big she's gotten. And as much as she's still a little bit of a defensive girl, nothing like what Tessa used to be. And if you remember me saying the importance of she's going to get big, and I certainly do not want her taking a pot shot at me, not even at this size. And she's still got a long way to go before she's pretty much at her full growth. Now we do know they never stop growing, but they slow down, guys. She's had a massive growth in the last year or so, and that tends to happen. They slow down for a little while, and then all of a sudden they just grow and grow and grow, and then they slow down again, and it just repeats. But by the time she hits probably around that 7-8 years old, I would estimate her to be at her full size. So you're going to be a big girl, aren't you, Tessa? And she's already big for how old she is. So, you know, she might slow down now because she's done a lot of growing and weight while a lot of others catch up to her size. I don't know. It's very hard. But that's Tessa. And the next one that I'll show you is Jesse, and just the size of him when he arrived and to the size of him today. I think it's easier to get Tessa out these days than it is to get Jesse out. But anyway, that's Tessa. And I will be back with Jessie, I think, if she'll stop going up as she is, going up and going up and going up. And now she won't want to go home, of course, because that's my snakes, but she'll be coming out, don't you worry. Sorry that you can only see this of me, but she'll be coming back out because she'll come back to her door, and I do plan on taking her outside. It's just a little bit warm right now, so yeah, I will be back. Oh no, that's not from Jessie, that's from me and this camera saying something to do with it not being the right battery, but it is, and I've used the other battery many times, so sorry I look a bit disheveled here. But yes, this is Jesse, and as you can see, he is, well, Tessa was a Bredli carpet python, just in case I forgot to mention that. Jesse is a jungle carpet python, and I'm going to put it side by side with him as well, so you can see him in 2016 December, which is when I got Jesse, was the 4th of December, or a little bit later or earlier than that, but the first video I actually got really of him was the 4th of December. And then again I did another one the next one is on October 2016, just so you can see just how much this boy has grown. And you will also see in the earlier video my son holding Jesse, and Jesse being that wonky silly boy that he is today even. So way back when he was still that goofy guy that he is, of course, today. So of course holding Jesse up is not as easy as holding up Tessa, to show you just how big this boy has actually got now. Hey, you have gotten a big boy compared to what you were when you were a baby. And Jesse came to me when he was that 1 year of age. So he was turning 1 actually in the January. So Jesse is going to be 4 this January, and still a mighty nice sized jungle carpet python, which are supposed to be smaller than our coastal carpet pythons in general. But I can tell you, you know, Jack has still got a fair bit of growing to do, of course, but Jesse's is catching up with Jack, and it's very surprising. So you get them and they look so tiny, but the girth on Jesse has kind of surprised me as well. They can tend to be slimmer than our coastals, and of course Jesse's girth isn't, it's pretty close to Jack's actually. I must say it has got some size on it, and you know, Jesse is up to the larger rats and doing rather well, and he is fed every 14 days. And you know, I have not overfed Jesse either. It is just his natural growth rate from himself. And you know, people have said, oh, you know, if you must have fed him a lot and so forth, but no, I haven't. Not at all. Jesse never misses a meal, and I must admit, you know, he's looking for a second all of the time, but of course he does not get one. And so I do not overfeed any of my snakes. I couldn't afford to overfeed any of my snakes with the cost of feeding what I do have here in my life. So, you know, just covering, you know, do your research, check out mum and dad. I didn't get to see Jesse's mum and dad. I would love to, just so I could sort of get an idea, is he bigger than the average? You know, I think he is, but he's certainly a healthy boy. He does lots of climbing in and out of his enclosure, and Jesse will get to do climbing here today, which is very, very good for him. And I think, remember that too, guys, it is about the exercise that you give your snakes too, that build up their muscles and can make them big snakes, not overfeeding them. So when somebody says, how big will my snake get? Honestly, as big as that snake is going to get, all by himself or herself. If they're properly fed and given plenty of exercise, you'll end up with a great big beefcake like this boy is, and of course my girl Tessa as well. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm trying to do things a little bit different, and you know, with my editing, it's sure taking a little bit longer to get through it, but you know, I'm enjoying it as well. So from Jesse and me, at this point, I will say take care of yourself, your family and your friends, your snakes, and all your animals. Ciao.